The effects of location,
month, and year on sample catch of the black sea bass.
by Brenon from
Chesapeake Bay Governor School.
Some background on the black sea bass. As juveniles, black sea bass are a brownish coloration with white vertical stripes down their body. As they mature, there are still white vertical stripes around their body, but there are 6 in total. On top of their body, the black sea bass sport a dark greenish coloration, and on the bottom of their body, it's a white paler color, which helps them evade predators from above and down below, trying to catch a nice easy meal. Black sea bass are most noticeable for their large mouth, large head, large pectoral and dorsal fins, which is similar to their cousins, the striped bass. Male black sea bass have a blue-greenish coloration around their eyes, which helps them attract females. More background on the black sea bass.
Black sea bass are found on the east coast of the United States.
There is not
another known location for the black sea bass.
They are common around rock jetties, rocky bottoms, and in shallow waters, where it's easier to find their prey,
such as crabs, shrimp, and smaller fish. Predators of the black sea bass are sharks, striped bass, weak fish, or any larger fish, and of course humans.
Black sea bass are known as
protagonist hermaphrodites, which means they start off life as females, and on their first sexual maturity cycle, or until they reach the right age or length, they will make the transition from female to male.
The NEMAP survey was used in the experiment, and the NEMAP stands for Northeast Area Monitoring and Assessment Program. And the NEMAP would help fishery management and do surveys along the east coast of the United States. NEMAP would start it off in 2006, then they would do fall surveys, and then in 2008 when they would do spring and fall surveys. What's the problem with black sea bass? Black sea bass are known as protagonist hermaphrodites, and because of this, being overfished can cause inadequate breeding due to the unproportional amount of male to female ratio. So because black sea bass have been overfished in the years, their populations have not been able to rebound due to the fact that the black sea bass are unable to find a mate. In 1997, a
fishery management plan was put into place in hopes that this would help
the black sea bass regain their population. Here, in a bar graph, a black sea bass commercial and recreational landings show a spike in 1981 through 1986 of a high recreational landings of black sea bass
in millions of pounds.
And throughout the graph in the years, commercial landings have been the same
until about 2007, which then they started lowering. And as you can see, in 1997, when the plan was put into place, a sharp drop in recreational landings happened, and slowly the recreational landings increased over the years until they dropped again in 2011. What is affecting the population size of the black sea bass? The dependent variable of the experiment is the sample catch, and the independent variable is location, which is states. And the states of the experiment are Virginia, Delaware, New Jersey, Rhode Island, Delaware, and New York. The month, which will be known as a seasonal change in the charts or graphs,
in years.
the alternative hypotheses in the experiment.
If the location changes,
Then there will be an increase in sample catch, as shown as the location starts
from Virginia and slowly changes, the sample catch will increase. If the month increases, then there will be an increase in sample catch. As the month starts in January and increases into spring and then summer and fall, the sample catch size will increase. If the years increase, then there will be an increase in sample catch. Over the years, as the population increases, there will be an increase in sample catch. Null hypotheses. If the location changes, then there will be no change in sample catch. As the location changes from Virginia all the way up to New York, there will be no change in sample catch size. If the month increases, then there will be no change in sample catch. As the months start off in January and go through the whole cycle of the seasons, there will be no change in the sample catch. If the years increase, then there will be no change in sample catch. As the years increase, the population does not change and the sample catch size does not change. As shown here, the methods of NEMAP would use a bottom trawl with 6 sensors, two on the wings, two on the door spreads, one at the catch and depth. Sensors that would tell the depth and temperature, and the catch would help tell the weight, which the weight could reach up to 5,000 pounds, and then at that point, the sensors would tell the GPS to pinpoint the point of where the catch was caught. Another sensor would tell the biomass and also the types of fish that were caught in the trawl. And then the data collected from this would go on to NEMAP surveys and data sheets, data charts. Shown here, the total catch of the black sea bass in each state. As seen here, Rhode Island has the most, and New York is right behind. The New England states shown to have more black sea bass than the other states. More of the southern states had less of a population, such as Virginia and Maryland. Shown here, the average sample catch of black sea bass over the years.
There's a high in 2007, but through 2008 through 2007 there was a drop. 2011 there was a drop, and then rose again to 2012, dropped again, rose again in 2014.
Results. An ANCOVA test was ran during the experiment, which would help find the linearity of regression. Well, the assumptions of the ANCOVA are the linearity of regression, homogeneity of the error variance, independence of error terms, normality of error terms, and homogeneity of the regression slopes. The p-value. Months had a p-value of 0.8199, which means months failed to rejected the null hypothesis. Location had a p-value of 0.0117, which then they rejected the null hypothesis. Year had a p-value of 0.1880, which then they failed to reject the null hypothesis, such as months. Discussion. There might have been a change in population in the New England states and southern states due to the northern stock of black sea bass having a higher population than the southern stock. And different breeding seasons occurred in the two different stocks, which may have caused a change in the data collected. The data collected was also categorical, which only included like October, April, and May, which didn't really add much data to the experiment for month. And also, months failed to meet the linearity regression because it was categorical, and there was no change or increase in or decrease in change or normality. While the locations met all the assumptions and had a wider range of data due to the north and southern stocks.